This video is about the sudden and powerful 2019 Raikoke volcanic eruption. Raikoke volcano, also known as Raikoke Island, is located at Kuril Islands, Russia, and had been dormant for almost a century. This volcano rarely erupts, unlike its active neighbors. So rare that the last eruption of this volcano was in 1924, so it was a surprise when it had an eruption at 1750 UTC on June 21, 2019. But this volcano's time as a dormant volcano has ended its period as it shown signs of activity on June 22, 2019, around 4 in the morning. The volcano emitted a massive amount of sulfur dioxide and ashes rapidly with an altitude of 10 to 13 kilometers in the first 2 hours, heading 370 kilometers northeast, as shown in the picture.
A photo was taken by the International Space Station showing the large ash plume that had reached the stratosphere on the next day morning. Sakhalin Volcanic Eruption Response Team, or SVERT, the one who monitors the volcano, reported a series of 9 explosions, according to a report by Smithsonian Institution's National Museum of Natural History's Global Volcanism Program. Within the first 25 minutes, 6 of these explosions have occurred. The last explosion was about 10 to 11 kilometers high at 5:40 UTC on June 22. NASA stated that the eruption of Raikoke sent large quantities of volcanic dust and sulfur dioxide gas into the stratosphere, where the sulfur dioxide gas reacted with water vapor, forming tiny droplets of sulfuric acid. It was reported that the concentrated plume of sulfur dioxide separated from the plume and began drifting across the North Pacific. Stratospheric eruptions have a great impact on the climate. Some gases spewed at volcanoes, like carbon dioxide, can cause global warming. Others, like sulfur dioxide, may promote global cooling. Because of this, satellite sensors have been tracking the movement of Raikoke's volcanic gases.
Raikoke is part of the Kuril Islands, an archipelago that stretches between Russia's Kamchatka Peninsula and Japan's Hokkaido. As no humans live on Raikoke, there were no injuries and there was no damage to nearby areas because of its distance. But since the ash contains fragments of rocks and glass that may cause damage to aircraft, the Tokyo and Anchorage Volcanic Ash Advisory Centers have been watching the ash plume and have given several warnings to aviators. On June 23, the cruise ship Athena approached the Raikoke Island, and Nikolai Pavlov took drone shots showing the place covered with ashes.
On June 25, Raikoke was reproducing some ash plumes. Those rising to a relative modest height of around 6,500 feet. On that week Saturday, the eruption that occurred marks Raikoke's first eruption after 1924. Before that, a catastrophic eruption occurred in 1778. After those eruptions, the volcano went silent for years until the eruption on June 22. And this breathtaking moment was viewed by several satellites and astronauts on board the ISS. In the meantime, there's no telling what Raikoke's next move will be. But thanks to the ISS astronauts, the stunning moments of the volcano's initial eruption were preserved for all to see.
People, nor damaged properties, we feel at ease knowing that there were no life was taken. The people there were lucky that there were no damages. In case of another eruption is going to happen, the government should prepare a drill for the people near living at the volcano. A drill where the families that live there has an emergency kit in case of an eruption. And as a short route on the way out of the sound. While they are exiting the sound, there must be some groups or people that will check some houses if there are some people left.